I'm a huge Onimusha fan. Let's just get this out the way. If you don't know, I'm a huge Onimusha fan. People know how I love Sekiro. I love Onimusha like twice as much as I love Sekiro. So the announcement that a new Onimusha was about to drop got me bricked up. Everyone's been telling me to like watch this trailer because they had more Onimusha news. And you know, I'm obsessed with the gym, so now I have an opportunity to watch it. So hopefully they give me like more Onimusha news. Fingers crossed.
Now, survive for 72 hours against hordes of zombies, using anything and everything as a weapon. Now with full voice acting and better graphics, of the game for free. The survival horror masterpiece.
I care about this because of what
remake in gaming.
Oh,
the latest
here we go. This is what I care about.
Samurai Epic.
2026. I gotta wait till 2026. I'm gonna cry. The goal is to be Twitch partner before this game drops. That's my timeline. Twitch partner before this game drops. Mark my words. I will be Twitch partner before this game drops. This game just brings back so much nostalgia of my childhood. It'd be really dope if they remastered 3. Make it a 3 remaster. A 3 or a 4. Just don't remaster 2, please. Way of the Sword. I wonder how this like plays after Dawn of Dreams. Is it like its own separate title?
Like I'm getting less human by the minute.
That sounds kind of British. So maybe it's like Onimusha 3 where we have to like control a European. But they also sound but they're in Japan. I don't know. We'll see. Wait and see. All right, give me a Onimusha 3 remastered.
Hello everybody, my name is Karawaki, and I'm producer on Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Gauntlet.
Thank you for tuning in. This title is the newest entry in Capcom's sword fighting action game series, Onimusha. To add some detail to what we showed in the video, in this game, we are taking Onimusha's signature sword fighting action and dark fantasy elements, and using Capcom's latest technology to make this new game as captivating as possible. We're focusing on 3 core aspects. Compelling characters, including a new protagonist and enemies that are interesting more than just visually.
So that makes sense considering the protag in Onimusha 1 and 3 played as a side character in Onimusha 4. The protag in Onimusha 2, we really don't give a fuck. It's kind of just like a legacy thing because their successor also played as a side character in Onimusha 4. And then the protag of Onimusha 4 just fucking died. So it would make sense that they have a new protagonist. But I'm kind of curious if it's like they hinted at it through the Netflix series and the protag is now like Miyamoto Musashi. That'd be like a really cool twist. And I'm also kind of curious who the enemy will be because it'd be really hilarious if like they made it the protag Miyamoto Musashi and Sasaki Kojiro. It'd be hilarious if they made him the antagonist. But I doubt that.
The setting of Kyoto, a location brimming with historic spots with mysterious and unsettling backstories. And lastly, the ultimate sword fighting action.
We're here for.
These are the 3 core aspects we're working to emphasize in our game. Now, I would like to introduce the director of this title, Nihei.
I'm just so impressed with the gauntlet.
Hello, I am the director of Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Nihei. Thank you for your time. We decided to set this game in the Edo period of historic Japan. You'll explore historic locations around Kyoto, such as Kiyomizu-dera Temple, in a heroic tale of a soul samurai, fighting against hordes of twisted creatures known as Genma. The protagonist, due to a twist of fate, finds himself wielding an Oni gauntlet. Now in Onimusha, he sets about mowing down the monstrosities roaming the world of the living and feeding their souls to the gauntlet. Through gritty, bloody-soaked brawls, he searches for his reason to fight. What fate awaits at the end of his path? Adding our own touches to real-life historical figures, you will meet a cast of unique characters.
Oh, it's very plausible that we meet Miyamoto and Sasaki.
And in addition to sword battles, drama will unfold in a beautifully eerie depiction of Kyoto. Now, to talk about the action of the game. With sword-to-sword combat, we put particular emphasis on the satisfaction of slicing through enemies.
I forgot what the boss's name is from Sekiro, but big flashback to that boss.
As you saw in the footage released, there's also plenty of soul-sucking action with the Oni Gauntlet. By absorbing souls, you can restore your health as well as use special moves.
So, for those who are like new to Onimusha, Onimusha kind of functions like God of War in terms of like the souls aspect, I guess. Like red souls give you XP, blue souls give back your mana, green souls give you back your health, and then the soul for like your Super Saiyan mode or your Oni mode at this point would vary based off of the game. Sometimes it'd be white, sometimes it'd be yellow, so it's really like no definitive color.
Deciding how to absorb the souls of your enemy in the heat of an intense battle will be the key to victory. We're not trying to make an impossibly difficult game.
Make it impossibly difficult. I want it to be impossibly difficult. I want to struggle. I want to curse. I want to be upset. Make it impossibly difficult. Please, I beg.
Instead, we want to make a game where fans of action can experience thrilling sword fights and taste satisfaction from slaying their enemies.
Nah, make it difficult. I want to
sincerely
suffer.
hope you look forward to what we are creating. The footage we showed earlier was from a short version of the trailer. The full version is available right now on the game's official website, so we hope you give it a watch.
You should have never told me that.
For some regions, gameplay footage was recorded with dismemberment disabled.
I swear to God, America, you better not fuck this up.
But please note that dismemberment and blood will be fully featured in the game. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, will be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Steam in its release plan for 2026. We're currently hard at work on development and will share more information in the future. For the last piece of information from me, we have prepared one more video for you all. Please take a look. Thank you so much for supporting Onimusha.
Onimusha 3 remastered? Or 4? Or like the entire series remastered? So I have to, even though I get 2, oh my God, it's
My name is...
fuck this nigga.
Golden Dantis, the greatest swordsman of all demons.
This is my hot take. Personally, I think Onimusha 2 is possibly the worst Capcom. Like, it's the worst Capcom game. Like, you know how people feel about Devil May Cry 2? That's how I feel about Onimusha 2. But I think I would honestly rather play Onimusha 2. I mean, I'd rather play Devil May Cry 2 than Onimusha 2. That is how bad. I don't know what's up with Capcom and like their second game of action, like Onimusha and Devil May Cry, but both of those games are ridiculously bad. But I think Onimusha is like worse by like an incredible margin. You've never played? I've played all of them. I genuinely think Onimusha 2 is worse than Devil May Cry 2. Like, genuinely think. I cannot like emphasize how bad of a game it is. All right, let's put things into context, right? Let's start here, right? When you play Devil May Cry 2, right? You play as Dante, right? The protagonist of the game that you have familiarized yourself with because you played Devil May Cry 1, right? In Onimusha, that doesn't happen. In Onimusha 2, you play as Jubei Yagyu, despite when you play Onimusha 1, you play as Samanosuke Akechi. Right? So off the rip, you are introduced to an entirely new character. Let's take it a step further, right? You see how like they emphasize this gauntlet here? In every Onimusha game, whatever pro tag you are playing with, you get a fucking gauntlet. Except in Onimusha 2. In Onimusha 2, you get no gauntlet. In Onimusha 2, Jubei Yagyu has a seal on his hand and he can just and absorb souls. He's the only pro tag to do it. The only one. Okay, so let's keep this going, right? After you play Devil May Cry 2, right? And you go to Devil May Cry 3, guess who's the pro tag? Dante. In Onimusha 3, guess who the pro tag of Onimusha 3 is? It's not Jubei Yagyu from the second game. It's fucking Samanosuke Akechi from the first game, which makes you ponder what relevance did Onimusha 2 actually have in the plot? And you find out his relevance in Onimusha 4 Dawn of Dreams. And his relevance isn't really that like prominent. His sole relevance in Onimusha 4 Dawn of Dreams is that you play with his successor, who is also named Jubei Yagyu. But if she wasn't named Jubei Yagyu, you wouldn't know she was related to the motherfucker in Onimusha 2 because there are literally no similarities between the two characters. Jubei Yagyu isn't even like an official name. It is just a title. Like if you've ever watched like Rurouni Kenshin, like what's the name? Like the title that Kenshin's master has, Ijo, whatever the fuck his name is. The cape that he dons because he's like the master of Iten no Tsurugi. It's that, right? So for all that, we didn't really need 2. Like 2 doesn't really influence the game in any particular way. Now you could argue like Devil May Cry 2's influence on like the plot, right? But at least you're still playing as fucking Dante. Onimusha 2, I cannot explain to you what relevance it has on the story. And I played Onimusha 2 like recently, and I'm just like, why am I doing this? And you know what's the crazy thing? I stopped playing it. I managed to get myself hard stuck on a level, and now I cannot beat that level. Like this motherfucker. I got myself hard stuck fighting this fucker. Because I literally reached him, and I had no items. And you know what's crazy thing? I think even the bosses are different, right? Like this game doesn't make sense, like in any capacity. Like I hate this game probably as much as I hate Grimnir. Because in the grand scheme of things, this game doesn't make sense. I genuinely don't get it. If someone asked me like, hey, I want to get into Onimusha, what's the order I played the games? Because Capcom is like notorious for not releasing their games in order. I would literally just tell them play in chronological order, but skip 2. And when they ask me why do I have to skip 2, like you can literally 2 doesn't add any context. Because if you don't play 2, guess what? You just literally have someone named Jubei Yagyu in your party when you play 4. That's it. And because you play 4 and you have someone named Jubei Yagyu, you have like 5 other motherfuckers in your party too who are also variously named. So it really doesn't make that much of like a deal. It's just like, oh, that's a cute Easter egg. I played with you like 2 games earlier. That's it. It's not necessary.